This is getting out of hand as John Klingberg goes down with yet another injury in practice in Sweden, and Sheldon Keefe speaks out on his situation, saying he could miss significant time. So to break that down in this episode of Leafs Digest, as well as Matts Sundin praises Nylander and other players. So stay tuned for what's coming up next. Before we get into that, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. We notice a large percentage of you guys who are watching right now are not subscribed. So if you hit the button, it would mean the world to us as we're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. All right, let's get into the first topic of the day, which is this is getting wild. This is getting out of hand. And the Leafs had a phenomenal win yesterday. We broke it down, a comeback win against the Detroit Red Wings in Sweden. And in practice this morning, some crazy stuff has went down. Now, John Klingberg's situation has been getting weirder and weirder, more out of hand for a while now. We don't know whether he's getting traded, whether his injury is real, whether the Leafs are going to put him on the LTIR to help with cap space. We don't know what's going on with John Klingberg. What started as a minor injury and him returning in no time has turned into a bit of a disaster for the Leafs. Whether you like John Klingberg or not, we paid him the $4+ million, and we want him to come back to the Leafs just to see what he can do. And this report comes out, not report, but this kind of came out from Sheldon Keefe saying John Klingberg won't play tomorrow. Is Keefe worried that Klingberg's injury will keep him out long term? Quote, it's certainly getting to that place. This is about as bad as it could get now. Because John Klingberg, and it came out yesterday or the day before, that it was looking like Klingberg will be coming back very, very soon. And there was a chance that he even would come back in this trip, or his road trip in Sweden for yesterday's game. Obviously, that didn't happen. Now he's missing the next game. So it goes from Klingberg coming out and saying he's healthy or getting healthy and that he's going to play soon, to him leaving practice early today and that he won't play tomorrow. As this comes out from David Alter saying John Klingberg has departed practice roughly 10 minutes in. It's just so strange. And again, this situation just keeps getting weirder. It's starting to get a little bit out of control. Do the Leafs want to trade the defenseman? I don't know. Clearly, it seems like there is some sort of injury going on, as he did, like I said here, leave practice 10 minutes early. 10 minutes into the practice, which is very concerning. So most likely he went down or re-aggravated whatever injury he was going through now. And then we also have Keefe coming out and saying that he's not going to play tomorrow and that the injury could be keeping him out long term. And if he's getting, or not even able to complete a full practice or half the practice, then it's looking very, very unlikely that, like I said in a couple videos ago, that he's going to come back anytime soon. And then that begs the question of, we really need blue line help even more in the form of Nikita Zadorov, Chris Tanev, anyone. We need blue line help. Obviously, the Leafs are rolling right now. They've won, I believe, 4 in a row, or 4 of their last 5 after losing, I believe, what was 4 in a row. They're doing very, very good right now. And, many Leafs fans are probably thinking, like, we don't need John Klingberg, whatever. While I agree with you that Klingberg hasn't been very, very good this season whatsoever, I think we still need to upgrade at the blue line if we want to have a chance to go deep into the postseason, make the postseason, deep into the playoffs. And again, if we don't have John Klingberg, Connor Timmins is still out with injury, albeit he'll be coming back soon. We would want to have guys like Jake McCabe and Morgan Rielly continue to have to step up to the level that they are. We need Brad Treliving to go out there and make a move, and that's what this keeps coming down to, is that it's getting out of hand now. Klingberg seems like he's going to be out for a while. We should go out, the Leafs, and Brad Treliving should make a move for a defenseman, especially if they know, because they know better than us about how serious this injury is. And when Sheldon Keefe, our head coach, is coming out and saying it's certainly getting to the place where he might be out long term, when the communication yesterday from John Klingberg was that he could be coming back very, very soon, maybe even in tomorrow's game in Sweden, very early in the morning, it's very, very weird. The communication it's not where it should be for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's just getting completely out of hand. And again, I've showed you all this a few times. John Klingberg's had a rough start to his season, 5 points in 14 games, and the hope was when we signed him and we brought him into that 1 year, $1.25 million deal, I believe, is that he could resemble some of the self he was in Dallas back in 2017, 2018, 2019, even as recent as 2020 when he put up 36 points. Unfortunately, he's showing himself to be what he was last year, which is a very, very he's underperforming 100%. And it begs the question about John Klingberg is what his future is with the Leafs, how long this injury is going to be. And when you are departing practice 10 minutes in, not 10 minutes left, but 10 minutes in because of an injury, clearly his injury is not healed. Clearly there's something going on there regarding his health. And now the question begins to come up, is continually going to be asking about whether or not Brad Treliving is pushing for, Nikita Zadorov, another defenseman, someone like that, because it's getting to a point now where it's very, very rough for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And again, albeit the fact that John Klingberg hasn't played very, very well at all this season, it doesn't matter because we still paid him, $4+ million. We still want him to go out there and see what he can do because he has shown flashes of greatness in his career, especially a few years ago. However, it might be the time now where he unfortunately is not the John Klingberg that we were hoping he was going to be. And again, coming into the season and the offseason when we signed John Klingberg, it was a bit of a long shot, hoping that he could go back and replicate some of his younger self. He's, I believe, 31 years old now. Yeah, he's 31 years old, and maybe it's his time is starting to be up a little bit in the not in the NHL, because he still, of course, he still has the rest of the season with the Leafs, and I don't want to overreact here. It just keeps getting worse and worse. I made a video on it a couple days ago about how rough it's been getting for John Klingberg and the Leafs, and now just a complete 180. 2 days ago, we were talking about how Klingberg could be coming back on this trip in Sweden. He traveled with the team to Sweden for a reason. If they knew he was going to be out long term, then the most likely obviously wouldn't have traveled to Sweden with the team. But maybe he's going to be a part of a trade. It makes sense for the salary cap, and who knows? Hopefully he gets better soon, because it looks like he left again with an apparent re-aggravation. We don't know if it's the same injury or whatever it is, but let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on the situation. It's getting a little bit out of hand now. Obviously, it's not Klingberg's fault if he is injured. It's unfortunate that it's happened at this time. It happened in Sweden at practice 10 minutes in, but at some point, we need to upgrade the blue line, albeit we've been playing very, very well as of late. We still need to upgrade the blue line, and we can't take our mind off the prize, which will be upgrading that line. All right, let me know what your thoughts are again in the comment section. Let's move on now to some positive news. Again, yesterday was a huge game for the Maple Leafs, a huge comeback win. They were down 2-0. They come back to win 3-2 in regulation against the Detroit Red Wings in a game that saw William Nylander. He has been unbelievable. And a former Leaf, Matts Sundin, shared his thoughts on the Sweden trip and the season overall. And you can go, it's on TSN's website. You can go watch the whole clip there. But the summarization of it is that former Maple Leafs captain Matts Sundin joined TSM James Duthie to share his excitement of the team coming over to Sweden to play meaningful, that's the key here, meaningful regular season games, and also discusses the improved play of Nylander, a reunion with Max Domi, and what he thinks of this year's edition of the Maple Leafs. He praises the Leafs. You go watch the video. He praises the Leafs. He praises William Nylander. Obviously, William Nylander is doing unprecedented things. We made a video a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about him making history. Now he's writing his own history with the amount of points he's scoring, with the amount of goals he's scoring, and this is one of the wildest cases of a man playing for his contract in his contract years I've ever seen. We made a video yesterday a little bit discussing the Nylander, and the day before, discussing the Nylander contract and how it might come to fruition here in Sweden. And I hope that he gets extended in Sweden. Is it likely? Probably not at this point. A lot of the speculation was that, but he just keeps playing himself more and more. And every time he scores a goal, I know a lot of Leafs fans like myself are probably thinking in the back of their head, whoa, that's great. Woo, we're scoring a goal. But at the same time, his price keeps, in theory, going up and up. And we just wish that this could have been solved as Leafs fans in the offseason, whether it was last season, the season before. You could have extended William Nylander and got this done. But now it becomes even more difficult because of how much he's going to command. Coming into the season, maybe we're thinking 9.5 AAV. Now he might be asking for 10.5 AAV with the way he's been playing. 20-plus points in the short amount of games. Unbelievable. I think there's 11 goals now. Let me know in the comment section how many goals he has. It's just getting to a point now where William Nylander needs to be extended. He needs to be a Maple Leaf for life. And Matts Sundin agrees, former Leaf great. And he also talks about the Sweden trip, which I'm enjoying so far. There's the weird John Klingberg stuff, but in general, the first game was very, very cool to see it in Sweden. William Nylander's family was there. His mom was there. First time watching him play an NHL game, so that was phenomenal as well. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on all this craziness. That'll wrap up the video. Again, the Leafs play early tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you stay tuned for that game if you want to wake up early on your Sunday before the football starts. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow, or maybe later today, with some more Leafs news. Cheers. Hopefully, the Leafs re-sign or extend William Nylander.